Oh, but that's the fun. That's really fun though. I love doing that. That was awesome. That was so much fun. Because we do have quite a few fans on the opposite side of the world.
True.
And with Rez in South Korea, you know.
So what you do is you do we do a midnight to 2 a.m. episode portion with Rez on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, that'll be his lunchtime. Oh, a little bit later. He's 2 hours. He's 14 hours ahead.
Stream's up.
So, because they don't observe daylight savings time.
I am surprised my mic's working.
I'm surprised.
Oh, I know why. I know why. Do you hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Okay.
Loud and clear. So I set up my keyboard so it's on fire. How cool is that?
Okay, the one issue I'm having then. Say something again.
I'm saying something again.
Oh, okay, it's going. Okay. I was just making sure it was coming through on the stream. It's weird.
But yeah,
can you hear this?
Tell the cat's got in here. Cat is over. I set up my keyboard so it's on fire.
You hear the music?
Pretty cool. I don't hear anything. I hear you. But
that's the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. The mic's going to change, so... Now do you hear me?
You are very quiet.
Well, I'm not right in front of the mic. Is that better?
Yeah. You sound different, though. I can hear it.
Okay. That's good. Sound different, huh? Really?
A little bit, yeah. You sound better.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How about now? How do I sound?
Yeah, you sound close to the mic. Okay, good. As long as everything works.
Let's say good and good and good.
Okay. Well, let's rock this. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. You're listening to Legend of the Innkeeper, the Hearthstone podcast for casual players.
You knew here. Pull up a chair by the hearth.
Welcome to Legend of the Innkeeper. I'm Bastidius.
And I am Espo.
And we have a whole bunch of cards, so I'm going to talk really fast so that we can get through them all before this thing's over, right?
Wow.
No. I did have a Mountain Dew before the show.
We can record at regular speed and have everybody listen at double speed.
There you go. That's
but that doesn't help the fact that we're going to be recording for a long time again tonight. So
no
yeah,
doubt.
we might have to do it your style, just double speed.
Yeah, that'd be really funny when they listen to it on double speed on the podcast. Sound like chipmunks talking about it.
It'll be quad speed. Is that how math works?
So real quickly, I did not play any Hearthstone because I had family
family in town. Yeah,
we had Thanksgiving, so I barely got to play hardly anything other than fun stuff. I mean, we did play Dominion, we played Smash Up, we played physical board games all in front of. You look surprised. Smash Up. Yeah. Oh, Smash Up's a game where you have a bunch of different sets of cards. And so, for example, you have a wizard and you have I can't remember the class right now, Buccaneer. And you take those two decks and you shuffle them together. And then, so now you're playing as a wizard Buccaneer. And so you have cards that you play on the game with that. And so there's multiple sets and you have all these different classes and you basically smash up the cards and play two sets of heroes. It's kind of like what we would do in Hearthstone. You'd play a pirate warrior, priest warrior, or hunter warlock, that type of thing. And so it adds an interesting element to the game because you can do really bizarre combinations. So it's a fun group game, and we played a little bit of Flux, all the kinds of fun. Mostly we had played Dominion. We loved Dominion. It's such an awesome game. And we did a lot of physical stuff, and then we did play some Mario Kart. We went to medieval times. Went to that for the first time ever. That was pretty cool. That's kind of geared towards younger audiences. I figured it out about halfway through the thing. It's scripted. Really?
Oh, no. It's not real life?
I turned over to Ariana and I said, this is scripted. I just figured this out. And she's like, you just figured this out? I'm like, kidding. She goes, oh, you had me scared there for a second. I'll tell you what, though, the food was really good. I mean, you had to eat with your hands, and it's really interesting trying to eat bisque with the little bowl they give you, tomato bisque and the piece of bread, But really, when you think about it, the amount of food they give you, it's a good amount of food, especially when I have two girls who don't eat a whole lot on both sides of me. It's like, are you going to eat that piece of chicken over there?
Yeah,
oh, you're not. Let me finish that for you, right?
Yeah.
So that worked out well in my favor. And it was amazingly well-cooked chicken. But really, when you think about it, there's probably $5 worth of food right there in front of us. And you know how much you pay for that thing? That thing is quite expensive to go to that event. You're paying
for the show.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, if that's not enough to get
entertained,
if that's not enough for it, it's like they're walking by saying, "Hey, do you want to get a picture of your whole entire family here? It's only $12 for the picture. Hey, do you want to get a light up sword or a wand? Or hey, do you want to get the tiara for your daughter to wear?" And they nickel and dime you to death before you get out of there. We didn't walk out with any of the toys or anything, but But if we had, oh my goodness, that would have been
highway robbery.
And we don't drink, so there's no drinks either. We had alcoholic drinks on the top of that. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, look at all the people around you doing all those things, going, what in the world are you people doing?
Yeah, expensive.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a good event. We enjoyed it. We've never done it before. Something that, especially we enjoy the medieval times. We love World of Warcraft. We love Hearthstone. We love these types of games that deal specifically in the realm that is very similar to that. So it's fun to watch the horse riding events, the things they do with jousting, do sword fights and all that stuff. As scripted as they were still good, especially they add some elements in there that were kind of fun. So
cool.
I would recommend doing it at least once in your lifetime. I don't know that we'd go again, but definitely once. It was fun to do. So
neat.
But other than that, we just kind of hung out with family.
Cool.
We played more Animal Crossing, the new game that just came out for iOS.
Interesting.
Pocket Camp. Yeah.
Animal Crossing and Pocket Camp.
Yes, it's a light version of Animal Crossing. So, but we were playing it all together, where you have your little people go around the camp, and anyways, if you're not into it, then you don't understand.
I'll have to look at it. I don't know if I'm into it or not.
It's a little bit. It could have a lot more to it. I wish it had more actual Animal Crossing elements to it.
Gotcha.
I really enjoy the Animal Crossing game itself. Our whole family has. I think they're missing out on. They did such a fantastic job capturing most of it that they could have just gone ahead and done the rest of it, and I think it would have been way better in the end to have had all the other elements to it. So
okay.
So, anyways, what about you?
Well, I definitely played some Hearthstone. Rez and I have been teaming up on Diablo, and then I was like, you know what, dude? New expansion's coming out. We're both pretty psyched for it. Let's take a look at some old cards. Let's take a look at some cards that we haven't played in a while. Mm-hmm. So we got out some older decks from back like BlizzCon time last year. So kind of like Mean Streets Ungoro.
Sure.
Maybe, before that, Karazhan. And he and I finished off some quests, had some fun, tried to smash some minions and make, crazy things happen with Lore Walker Cho. Lore Walker Cho has to be our go-to minion when we're building a deck. All right, Rez, what deck do you want to build?
We're going to be talking about him in a minute.
Yeah, he's He's pretty wild.
He's not gonna lose his muster on this expansion.
He's so much fun. Like if you want to try to do crazy things, Lore Walker Cho will get you there.
Yes.
So if you want to play cards from other classes, you're like, wow, if I had this card in my priest deck and it's a hunter card, wow, that would, well, play Lore Walker Cho, have your friend play hunter, and then you steal it from him, and it's just on like Donkey Kong. But anyway, played some D3, res hit Paragon 800, and we were talking a little bit about what we were gonna do in Diablo, and I was like, yeah, play some Hearthstone. So yeah, we played a lot of Hearthstone, had a lot of fun, and just really enjoyed it. Talked about some of the newer cards, so I'm really excited, and found out, I didn't know this, but he knew it before I did, and he said, Spo, you were right, December 7th. And he was like, how did you know? So yeah, so I guess that's kind of our only real Blizzard Hearthstone news, other than the cards being revealed. December 7th, we have a release date. On top of that release date, we will be getting the proverbial free packs. So as soon as you log in, whether you bought the 50 bundle or whether you're just a new player, you log in at the time of release. So within that first, they're probably going to do it within the first month, I would say. So you get 3 packs of, kobolds and catacombs. Then you get to do 3 consecutive quests that cause you or force you to go through the dungeon run. So you get to go through the dungeon run trying to solve these quests. Each quest gives you a pack. So that's 6 packs right there, from what I understand. Now I was listening to some other podcasts and they said there's 9 packs, but I think they might be counting the 3 we got with Tavern Brawls these past 3 weeks, right?
That would make sense.
So if you've been playing your Tavern Brawls, this week is the 3rd week of the Kobolds and Catacombs card pack with the Tavern Brawl. So if you won a game last week, you won a game the week before, and you won today's, you have 3 packs. So that's 3. Then you get 3 for logging in. Then you get 3 for the quest. So that's 9. Not really impressive, considering I think it was
13 or so.
Yeah,
16.
Yeah, so was it Old Gods or Mean Streets, I think, or it might even have been close as Ungoro. Yeah, you got 13 packs within that first week.
You also get a random legendary weapon.
So yeah, you do get that, but we also got 2 legendaries.
We did
quote
this
unquote,
time too.
Free, because you still had to beat. Well, okay, so we did get 2 this time. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I shouldn't really complain. Well, I wasn't complaining anyway. I was just, but yeah, so you'll get your 6 packs after you complete the 3 quests, and you will also get a weapon, a legendary weapon. Each class has a legendary weapon, and you will get one of those, much like we got with the Death Knights. So,
yep.
But very cool. I'm super excited. But that's pretty much it for the news.
Okay, moving on.
The Tavern Brawl. Have you played it?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No, like I said, I haven't played.
Yeah, and that's, recording on a Thursday, we were excited because we're like, hey, blah, blah, blah. We get to, well, it comes out on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday I work, and then I work again, my second job, and then I die for about 12 hours, and then I come back to life and teach and work again. I got home today. I had my endocrinologist appointment, which I got blood work done, so we'll find out next week.
I got to do mine at the end of next week.
Right? Yeah.
We're on the same cycle here.
We're on the same cycle. Well, we share in that crazy Hashimoto's disease. But the cool thing is, it did come out. I didn't get to play it until today, but played 3 games, won all 3. It's really neat. Not so friendly for new players. If you have a really small card collection, yeah, it's tough. All I can suggest if you're a newer player is throw the biggest minions you can in there and throw any minions that create minions when they die. Because what happens is, and well, let me just name it. It's the Void Singularity. Beyond the Void's event horizon, all your minions become crushed into a single powerful entity of light. Build a deck and sacrifice your minions to the Void. This is a standard format, so you'll only be able to use cards that are legal in standard. So you play your cards. At the end of your turn, all your cards get destroyed. But their power and their attack and health get added into a single minion, right?
Okay.
So
if you have big minions, then you're
yeah. Now there are some issues with this. It was the Devilsaur egg, and what happened was one game my Devilsaur egg got destroyed, and my Devilsaur popped out. Then it got destroyed and added into the Singularity. Now, the game before, I thought, hey, that's not the way it happened. I actually ended up with a 5/5 Devilsaur and my Singularity at a 0/3, right? Because the Devilsaur egg only has 3 health. It doesn't have attack. So it ends up that there is a little bug where you have the Devilsaur egg and a few other Death Rattle summon at the, Death Rattle summon a whatever, right?
Right.
There is a bug where sometimes it happens where you get the actual minion for your next turn or for, your opponent's next turn, or it actually gets sucked into the Singularity and becomes one powerful minion. So I played a little bit.
So your mileage may vary.
Exactly. It's very strange. But I would suggest throwing minions that create minions on a Death Rattle. That's pretty cool. And sometimes it works. And sometimes it doesn't. It literally happened one game where I got the 5/5 Devilsaur, and the other game my 5/5 Devilsaur died with the egg and got sucked into the Singularity. I did. At the end of every turn, you do end up with a Singularity. It may be a 0/3 like I had, or it may be, I saw ones as big as, let me see, that one game, I think he had a 42 something, and I froze it, and I ended up killing him before he could hit me with it. So, Death Rattle, summon a minion decks with N'Zoth at the end, good stuff, and Freeze Mage works, because obviously freezing that Singularity is a thing. He can't attack if it's frozen. So, pretty cool, pretty fun. It's definitely an individual one, not really new player friendly though. But okay. That's it. So now, I think we got some cards to talk about.
I think we do.
Yeah.
1 or 2 of them. Yeah, great. Well, cool. Let's start here. How about a legendary Shaman minion to start us off? Mm-hmm. We got Grumble the World Shaker. His 6 mana, 7/7 elemental Battlecry. Return your other minions to your hand. They cost 1.
Pretty crazy. There's a lot of minions that you would like to play with Battlecries. And
well, there's a couple things that I made some notes on this one. It says one of them, think about these combos. Aya, Blackpaw, because you'll lose her Death Rattle minion that she summons, but you will get an extra Battlecry and you'll have the regular Death Rattle. So that's an extra to help you on the board. Calamos is another good option to play with them, and Blaze Caller.
Mm-hmm.
Both
all
if you played Elemental last turn. Also, on turn 10, if you play Grumble on turn 10 and you have minions on the board, you can play 4 other minions.
Yeah.
Again. So you can have some massive board swing.
Yeah, if you have 4 minions on the board, and you play this guy on turn 10, you can play him, have a 7/7, and then have 4 other minions because they all cost 1.
Yeah. So
seems crazy, but
I'm sure we will see quite a few things come from this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. The Benevolent Chin. The Benevolent Dijon Mustard.
There we go.
He is a 3 mana, 3 mana, 2/4 elemental Paladin card. And at the end of your turn, restore 3 health to your hero.
Yep.
Okay. On surface, it's okay card. It's an elemental. That's one nice benefit too. But how about a combo? How about comboing this with Drakari Enchanter? Do you remember the Drakari Enchanter?
Yeah.
The text on that card is your end of turn effect triggers twice.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the stats on her. A 3/2/4. Not too bad, but with the cards we have now, I mean, she's not going to last long.
No, it won't last long. But if you could trigger it twice, that kind of gives a little more value out of it. If you can keep it around for another turn, then you're even better off. But
so right now we have a 3/3 for 3 that heals you with a battle cry, right?
yes.
So this, I want to say this slightly better, although this is Paladin only.
Yes.
And as we know, class cards are usually a little bit better than neutral cards. I would say this is slightly better because of the stats. But
Well, what if you could also combo it with a minion that gives it Divine Shield?
yeah,
That gives it a little more stickiness. You can put it behind a taunt. There's a few things you can do to kind of help it along. Paladin has the ability to buff health and attack a little bit. You can do some of that. So there are ways maybe you can extend the life of this one. But okay. Moving on, we got Temporus. He is a dragon, a big dragon. 7 mana, 6/6 dragon priest card, legendary priest card. And its battle cry is your opponent takes 2 turns, then you take 2 turns.
yep.
This one I was like, what in the world are we doing? Where did this come from? It's like
This is called OTK Priest, and this is bonkers.
Well, the way I see this is that this is a 7 mana spell. And then you clear the board the first turn that you have after their double turn. If you survive.
Well, here's my look at it. You're building your deck knowing you have this card.
Oh,
correct?
sure. Yeah, definitely.
Your opponent is building their deck not knowing you have this card. Obviously.
True.
Unless you're playing with Rez and you say, hey, I'm building this deck with this guy.
Yeah, then all bets are off.
Well, I've already thought that Rez and I we're going to make the infinite turn. We're going to figure out how to make turns forever. This guy's bonkers. I think you're going to play him and then, play some, 3 mana, whatever. And then next turn you're playing Velen and you're playing Mind Blasts and just crazy town. It's
sure.
yeah. I think this is going to be insane. I think this is going to be pretty crazy. Will it definitely be competitive? Maybe not. I don't see this happening more than because the thing is, most decks that rely on one card, it usually doesn't happen that often. You can't put 2 of these in your deck.
Right. It will be interesting to see what combos people come up with, though.
Yeah,
definitely.
It will be fun. It will be fun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, next one we have is the Grizzled Guardian, a druid beast, and it's a 8 mana 3/5 beast with taunt, death rattle, recruit 2 minions that cost 4 or less.
And as we know, recruit is the new keyword, where it pulls those minions from your deck. It does not copy them. It does not change them. They just get summoned. Their battle cries do not go off. because they're not played from your hand. So just heads up on that.
I will say it's a good thing this thing has taunt, because otherwise it's garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
and here's a reason why. Because druids don't have a whole lot of 4 or less cards, unless you're pulling in neutrals, and unless we see something new with the expansion that we haven't seen already. But I'm not sure about this card yet. We're gonna have to see how this works.
I'll tell you what I like with this. I like those little guys that have crazy stats, like what's his name? The Dirty Rat. So Dirty Rat is he's a 2/6 with taunt. So, you play like a taunt druid where you're planning on buffing, your minions. So you play this guy and you get two Dirty Rats, right? The downside, the reason why it's a 2/6, it costs 2 mana, right? Or 3 mana.
Something like that.
Well, anyway, the downside for the large stats is that you're pulling a minion out of your opponent's hand and putting it on the board, which can be a bad thing for either person, depending on what minion you pull out. Yeah. So it's a 2/6 for 2. And
except you don't get the and you don't get the Battlecry though.
Well, that's the thing. So with Dirty Rat, that's sometimes seen as a gamble, right? Often, I mean, it is a gamble.
Yeah.
Because you may end up pulling Ragnaros out, and then you're in trouble. But with this guy pulling Dirty Rats out of your deck and putting them on the board, the Battlecry is not going off. You're just getting, how many stats for 8 mana. So not insane, but I mean, I can see where this guy, you can pull off some pretty cool stuff with this guy. On turn 8, you're pulling out a 3/5 and 2/6s with taunt, if you get both your Dirty Rats. By turn 8, what's that?
All 3 have taunt.
Yeah. So you're on turn 8. So you've played a few cards. You've drew
17 points of health with taunt on them.
Yeah. So not too bad, but you're also kind of 16. Building your deck, hoping that you get this. I mean,
yeah, that works. Okay. Some thoughts. We'll have to see how that works out too.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk Crazy Town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, King.
Who's the king of Crazy Town?
Yes, King Togwaggle. King Togwaggle. 8 mana, 5/5 neutral legendary. This is your gimmick legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Battlecry, swap decks with your opponent. Give them a ransom spell to swap back. And that ransom spell is a King's Ransom. It's a 5 mana spell that says swap decks with your opponent.
So this is where, Rez and I try to find those classes that you should not play cards with those classes. And, we play this, switch it up, trade cards, throw out Lore Walker Cho, craziness happens. This guy may end up happening in one of those Crazy Town adventures that Rez and I go on.
Dude, I've got 6 ideas for you.
Okay.
Involving this card. I came prepared this one. First of all, the obvious one. Lore Walker Cho.
Yes.
Lore Walker Cho. You get to threaten your opponent with that King's Ransom. Is he going to use it? Well, if he does, I get it back. And guess what? Then I get to use it. So that's fun in itself. Brewmaster. Brewmaster and other cards that bounce it back to your hand. Keep popping King Togwaggle back in your deck. Play again. Okay, here's another crazy idea. Hemet. Jungle Hunter. So you have King Togwaggle. You end up swapping the decks. Then you destroy all 3 cards or less in your deck, or vice versa. You do it before you do King Togwaggle. And then trade it to your opponent. Your opponent's like, dude, why are you giving me all these cards? Very little cards or whatever you get in that situation. Okay, how about this one? Explore and Goro. You draw this, swap decks, then use it, which is replace your deck with copies of Discover a Card. And then your opponent has to decide, do I want a handful of random cards, or do I want to keep the garbage I just stole from you because your deck is set up with something really bad?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a crazy way to do it with a warrior to defend. Okay, number 5 is Counterspell and Mana Bind to prevent that swap back.
That's funny.
Or
yeah,
to get the card and swap it back.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got 2 ways to defend against that. And finally, as a priest, Thought Steal to ransom back.
You can do it.
You could possibly do that.
Yeah.
So there's a few ideas, and there are a ton more that people are coming up with on Reddit and other places of ideas. And I bet you this thing is going to come with some of the craziest gameplays. I cannot wait for the videos to watch what happens.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Okay, moving on. Today was Spellstone Reveal Day for us, in the fact we're going through all these and pulling all these together. So we have a ton of these Spellstones got revealed in the last week. So the first one we see is the Mage one. It's the Ruby Spellstone, and it comes in 3 flavors. And again, these are the cards that are upgraded before they even get drawn, or after you draw them in your hand, you can upgrade them by doing something to do that. This one is a 2-mana spell. Starts out as add 1 random mage spell to your hand. But if you play 2 elementals, it upgrades to the next level, which is add 2 random mage spells to your hand. If you upgrade it again, playing 2 elementals, it is add 3 random mage spells to your hand. So overall, I think the biggest thing I can say this is your key to this is you need elementals that work well with mage. Best one I can come up with for this is a Firefly. Elemental minion that has a Battlecry says add 1/2 elemental to your hand. So Firefly is 1 cost. You get another elemental, you play it. There you go. Your first upgrade is done. You get another Firefly in your hand, pop that out. Next thing you know, you're done and you got the thing upgraded, ready to go. So that's all I got on it.
Yeah, so it's 2 mana to add 1 random mage spell to your hand. Obviously, 2 mana. 4 elementals to get those. So not too bad, not too difficult. We know Jaina, the Death Knight, she's been known to play a few elementals in her deck. So, play Jaina, Death Knight, and Quest Mage.
Mm-hmm.
So and so here's the discussion that I've heard, which I think I figured it out. So the discussion is, in Quest Mage, you have to play cards that did not start in your deck, right?
Correct.
So this card, the Lesser Ruby Spellstone, I think the word upgrade is very important, because I've heard people say that the Ruby Spellstone and the Greater Ruby Spellstone are going to count towards the quest because they did not start in your deck.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's my counter argument. It says upgrade. So this is a 2-mana spell that you're putting in your deck. You are upgrading that spell. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it's the same spell in your hand. In fact, when I've seen these upgrade, they actually stay in the same spot in your hand. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you're adding that Ruby Spellstone or that Greater Ruby Spellstone to your hand from somewhere in the ether. You're just upgrading that. So it's the same spell. So in my opinion, if you play the Ruby Spellstone or if you play the Greater Ruby Spellstone, I don't think it's going to count towards the Mage Quest. Of course, this is just my opinion. We will not know until it's actually played, or maybe a dev has already talked about it and said, yeah, this will work, or yes, or no, it will not. I haven't heard either way, but I'm sure Peter Whalen knows. He's on the up and up with all this stuff. But either way, it's pretty cool, and I like it. 2 mana to get 3 random mage spells. I hear it's a good thing.
Well, let's see. We'll find out in a minute. A minute or in a week, actually. Okay, so next one is the Paladin Spellstone. It's the Pearl Spellstone. Again, same thing. Upgrades with a certain action. It first starts out with summon a 2/2 Spirit with Taunt, restore 3 health to upgrade. Then you have summon a 4/4 Spirit with Taunt, and then summon a 6/6 Spirit with Taunt. So it just doesn't go up to 1 step; it goes up 2 for the larger Spellstone. Do you think a card we talked about earlier might be a little helpful with this?
Yeah.
A little free health?
Benevolent Djinn, maybe?
Maybe.
I think so.
Okay. Well, on this one, the only notes I put down is the combo with Benevolent Djinn. Keep in mind, though, upgrades only upgrades once per heal. Yeah. So if you heal for 6 points, that doesn't give you 2 upgrades. If you heal yourself for 6.
You have to, it can't be just heal 3. And then if you heal 6, you have to do heal 3. And
I've heard, though, that if you heal for 2 and then heal for 1, that will count as 3.
Yeah.
So it does combine up. You don't have to do 3 all at once.
But you have to do it in the same turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the Explosive Runes.
Oh yeah.
This is a mage secret. 3 mana. After your opponent plays a minion, deal 6 damage to it and any excess to their hero.
Yeah. I like this.
Now, this deals damage to the minion equal to its health, and that's important to understand the terminology here. Then it deals the rest of the players. So, a good counter for this would be to play Tyrion, because Tyrion has a very large health amount, although he does have Divine Shield.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean it's going to ping Tyrion for 1, break the Divine Shield, and then move on to the hero, or something like that. What it's going to do is it's going to send 6 damage to Tyrion because Tyrion has 6 health.
Yeah.
So that's going to use up all of the attack.
Yeah.
It will not go through.
Divine Shield minion is played like Tyrion, it takes the 6. Now, if a Divine Shield minion is played with 5 health, then your hero would take 1.
Yes.
So, but of course that minion takes none. It just breaks the Divine Shield.
Correct.
So it acts just as anything else would when it attacks, except the splash damage or the excess damage in this case goes to your hero. With Tyrion, there is no excess. With a lot of other minions, like if your minion is a Argent Squire, you play it, and the mage has this secret. Your hero's taking 5, and your minion's losing Divine Shield. So.
Now, there is one way to combat Tyrion, though. Keep 2 mirror entities in your hand, because your opponent will hate the fact that you slipped in a mirror entity instead of an explosive runes right when they're thinking they're countering your explosive runes. And now you suddenly have a Tyrion on the board. So, little tip for you there.
That happens.
So, I think I'm going to be running mirror entities and explosive runes in my deck together as a great combo.
You do like the mage.
Dude, man, I'm going to be back on that Spirit 9 Secret Mage. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun. This is an awesome card. I love this card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rogue Legendary, Sonya Shadow Dancer. 3 mana, 2/2 minion. After a friendly minion dies, add a 1/1 copy of it to your hand, and it costs 1.
So, do you remember when we were talking to Matt Place on our show right after Mean Streets? You remember he was talking about one of his favorite decks was Bounce Rogue?
Oh, yeah.
He bounced a bunch of this is yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening a lot.
Right.
It's happening a lot. So, yeah.
There are so many
this chick's gonna do
great cards that work well with this that I will not even going to go through the list. But there's one I do want to mention that does work really well with this is Shaku Leaf, which says whenever this attacks, add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. I think that's going to be a pretty cool combo with this because you keep getting that card back. You know, not keep it, but you get a copy of it in your hand. And whenever he does an attack, you get a random card into your hand. So
now keep in mind that when you play him again, he is a 1/1, so he'll probably not get a chance to attack again.
But if he does,
I can see some really good Battlecry minions being played with this chick.
SI7 agent.
I could see a lot of really good Death Rattle minions being played with this chick. So Aya Blackpaw. Guess what?
Yep.
She has Battlecry and she has Death Rattle.
Yep.
So this is going to go really well in maybe a Jade.
The Jade Swarmer is a great one too.
Yeah, Jade Swarmer, Jade Rogue. There we go.
Yep.
Couldn't Rogue out.
Scalebane, Bloodmare. I mean, there's some really good ones in this. Oh yes, that's gonna be a fun card to play with.
Yep.
Okay, another cool card. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Joking. Arcane Artificer. A 1-mana 1/2 elemental. Whenever you cast a spell, gain armor equal to its cost. Best combo I can think of is Ruby Spellstone. However, not sure this is going to be worth carrying this card. I mean, I think it's what I put on here was to be determined, but it's not looking good.
The only good thing about this card is the fact that it's a 1-cost elemental. Yeah, that's probably its saving grace.
Yep. Okay. We shall see. Moving on, we have the Grand Archivist. A 8-mana, 4/7 neutral minion says at the end of your turn, cast a spell from your deck. Targets chosen randomly.
This is crazy town.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind what it does say is it says cast a spell from your deck. What that means is that it is going to literally cast a spell. It is not available again. It's not a copy. So when that spell goes off, it's gone from your hand. If you have 2 of them, you still have 1 left. Or not from your hand, but from your deck completely.
This goes really well with Secret Mage.
Yes. Yeah. I think Mage, Priest, and maybe Hunter are your best classes that are going to get use out of this.
Well, so with Priest, at the end of your turn, cast a spell from your deck. You're really going to have to be careful with this because Mind Blast would be the only guarantee that I can think of. Because Mind Blast is pay 1 mana, do 5 damage to your opponent. Like it actually says it. Well, it says targets chosen randomly now. So maybe that's not a guarantee then. But I would say secrets are pretty safe with this guy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, moving on. We got another one. It's the Arcane Tyrant. A 5-mana, 4/4 elemental. Costs 0 if you cast a spell that costs 5 or more this turn.
Interesting. This would be totally broken if it was 4.
Oh, I've got the total combo for this dude. It doesn't matter what the cost is. You ready for this? Okay. Inkmaster Solia. 7 mana. If your deck has no duplicates, the next spell is 0.
Okay.
Then you cast Fireland's Portal for 0 mana. Deal 5 damage, summon a random 5-cost minion. Then you cast Arcane Tyrant for 0 mana, which gives you a 5/5 minion, a 4/4 elemental, and a random 5-cost minion for 7 mana total.
Okay.
Also, Rin the First Disciple.
Interesting. Okay, let me see. So Rin makes, and it's 5, right?
Yep. Rin, her ability, she gives you the first seal, which costs what? 5 mana to cast.
Yeah, so you're getting a 4/4 and whatever what they upgrade. Like her first one. What's the first seal? 5 mana for what? What kind of demon?
2.
Is it a 2/2 demon?
Yeah, but you could wait and cast it on the 3 and 4 or 4 and 5th.
Yeah. I still don't see that happening, but you know, I'll make it happen.
I'm going to try.
Yep. Yeah, you and I can do that. We'll just go crazy. But yeah, this guy's kind of cool. A free 4/4, building a deck with some bigger cost spells in it. I could see it happening.
Yeah. So there's some options. I think we'll see some experimental things with this for sure. Okay, Psychic Scream. The 7 mana priest spell. Shuffle all minions into your opponent's deck.
Yep. Here we go.
You sound like you have a plan already.
Uh-huh. So This is a legit card. This is a fun card, but it's definitely a legit competitive card. So if you're playing Priest, you're probably playing some sort of long game, not really long game as in fatigue, but, you know, a control-ish Priest. We've seen Vanish in Rogue, right?
Yep.
But that sends your opponent's minions back to their hand. They can play, if they have enough mana, all of them immediately the next turn.
Right.
I want you to notice something about this. Shuffle all minions into your opponent's deck.
Yep.
So you're obviously playing a game where you're not wanting to control the board with minions, right?
Correct.
You're playing a mage, or you're playing a priest that, you know, isn't worried about controlling the board with minions. You're doing that later on, or you're getting some kind of combo. So even if you do end up sending one of your minions to your opponent's deck, they still have to draw that. But for 7 mana, you're getting rid of anything they have on the board. And the nice thing is, you're just saying no. It's not like the death rattle's going off. You are just no. That's it. So no matter what they play, no. Back to your deck. To your deck. You have to draw that card later on. You may draw it next turn. But what if you had 3 or 4 minions? Guess what? You're going to have to wait 3 or 4 turns to get them all back.
Yep.
And will you draw them all? You may never see them again.
That's right.
So this is an amazing board clear for Priest.
There's one other situation where this is absolutely insane.
Okay. All right.
Even more insane than you can ever imagine. Say your opponent is a druid and they play living mana.
Oh, yeah.
Which is transform your mana crystals into 2/2 minions. Recover the mana when they die. Guess what? They're all in your deck now. And you have 0 mana.
So I've actually done the 4 mana Dispel card against living mana. It is a great feeling. So doing this against living mana would be just as satisfying. Well, actually be more satisfying because there's nothing left on the board. Nope. When you dispel, you're leaving those 2/2s on the board. This sends them all to the deck.
Yep.
So you play let's see, what are you playing? So you're playing this card, and then you're playing what is it? Benedictus, where you shuffle your opponent's deck into your deck.
Yep, exactly.
So you send all your minions and all their minions back to their deck, and then you steal their deck. Well, don't steal it, but you copy it and mix it in with your deck.
Right.
This I honestly think
that would be
the
a
control card that Priest needs.
That would be an instant I give up for that druid.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, moving on. Let's go. Because otherwise we're going to be here all day.
Yes.
Hoarding Dragon. 4 mana. Neutral dragon. 5/6. 5 attack, 6 health. Death rattle. Give your opponent 2 coins.
I like it.
Maybe Arena?
I don't know. I like this unless you're playing against a rogue.
Yeah, I mean, one thought I had originally was mill, but really doesn't work well, the mill, because it's 0 cost coins that you can get 1 mana with, and that's not real helpful unless their hand's already full. And then it's not helpful either, because you're just kind of, you're only going to burn 1 card the most if you even fill it up off this, because the first thing they're going to do after they burn the card, because they have to draw 1, is you're going to play these 2 cards to free up 2 spots in their hand. So not a really good idea. Plus you're giving them 2 mana extra to deal with next turn. So,
well, here's the thing. So you're playing this to get ahead on the board, correct?
Correct.
So you're paying 4 mana for what is probably a 5 mana card, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're also allowing your opponent to play a 6 mana card next turn, right?
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, this is cool, and it's
Or
a
7
great minion for
depending
turn
on
4.
what turn it is.
Yeah. So turn 4, you're playing this. Turn 5 for your opponent, they're playing a 7-mana minion thanks to you.
If they kill this off.
So
they have to kill this off first to get that.
But yeah. So they're casting...
maybe playing the priest and you silence it.
Yeah.
That's
there we go. So you put this in Dragon Priest, silence it. That way they don't get those 2 coins. So
yeah, and there's ways around it, but I just don't know. We'll have to see how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, next is the Void Lord, a 9-mana 3/9 Warlock demon. Taunt, Death Rattle, summon 3/1/3 demons with taunt.
Yeah, he's all the purple and all the great. He is awesome.
He's got a lot of synergy with late Warlock cards. And I'm thinking he's probably going to be a little bit better in Wild than he will be in Standard because of some of the interactions he'll have with some of the better cards with Warlocks. So
he's amazing.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But he's expensive. 9 mana.
Dude, I'm getting him out cheaper than that. I'm getting him out for free.
That's true.
I'm going to play him in Wild.
There are ways to get him out.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Grape jelly. Slathered over 3 pieces of toast.
There we go.
Okay. Falderai Strider. He's a 4-mana 4/4 rogue minion. Battlecry, shuffle 3 ambushes into your deck. When drawn, summon a 4/4 spider. My comments are, oh my. Fantastic in Miracle Rogue.
Okay.
He stinks if you're a priest and you steal the ambush. because the cost on the ambush is 4 cost.
Yeah.
4 mana.
Well, the thing is, you're drawing this. And it's like, okay, so you're drawing these ambushes, right? Instead of the cards that you probably want. Yeah, you're getting a 4/4 on the board, which is pretty cool. But I don't know. Like, you would have to create a deck that does a lot of drawing. Yes. Yeah, that has a lot of cycle in it. Yep. That way, each turn, if you do draw, you're usually drawing 2 or more cards. So that if one is a 4/4 spider, you're also getting another card. You know.
But think about the flood that you could do if you're able to do that chain.
Miracle Rogue. I could see this in Miracle Rogue. I think that would be cool. Where but you'd have to make sure you're drawing a lot of cards. The more cards you draw, the better. So I like it. I think it's cool. I think Miracle Rogue could benefit from this. Get some board presence.
Okay, well, I know you like big butts. So here's one for you. He's a Hungry Etten. He's a 6-mana 4/10 for 6. Taunt, Battlecry, summon a random 2-cost minion for your opponent.
This is really interesting. Because obviously this could get crazy. They could get Lore Walker Cho.
They mistyped the text on this card, right? It actually is supposed to say summon a Doomsayer for your opponent.
Yeah, that's what.
Because 97% of the time it's going to summon a Doomsayer for me.
This is true. So.
But if you can deal with the 2-cost minion that comes out, man, this is golden.
Yeah, so turn 6, you should have 7 power on the board. You should have 7 attack on the board or a way to deal with a 7 health minion. So if that Doomsayer does pop out, you can handle it.
Yeah.
So, but this guy's cool. I like the art. I like the 10 health. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, then we have one I've been dying to hear you talk about. Ever since I saw this card, I'm like, oh my goodness. Warlocks got a new spell.
Yeah.
And it is the end of the world. 4 mana, Cataclysm. Destroy all minions, discard your hand.
So I need you to answer a question for me. Have you ever seen this text before on a card?
I believe I have.
Did you pay attention to it?
I don't remember.
But
I have thought of a combo for it. But go ahead.
As you know, back in the day, there was the cataclysm that happened in the World of Warcraft, and it was brought upon by the Deathwing.
Yes.
So there is a card called Deathwing, and its text is destroy all minions, discard your hand, and it is a 12/12 dragon.
Right.
This is the
That's
4
funny.
mana.
I do remember that now.
This is the 4 mana version of it without the 12/12 body. I really like this. This is great to finish off your quest really fast and get your nether portal summoning those 2/3 imps. Now here's the thing. Let's hope you can draw a lot of cards. You are a warlock, so you're able to tap, and get those cards back fairly quick at the cost of 2 health. But you also have a portal on the board. You've finished your quest. This might make Quest Warlock a thing.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Well, there's something you can add to that to make it even more viable.
Where you play Blood Bloom and then you play it for health.
But that's another way too. Okay, so Lucari's Sacrifice, which is your Warlock quest, plus a Silver World Golem and Clutch Mother's Novice.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yep. So you're drawing cards. You get minions on the board. You finish your quest. All the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just all the...
Deal 4 damage.
Right? I mean, it's just...
Fist of Jiraxis.
Everything. All in the kitchen sink.
What is the Cataclysm? So
it is, yeah.
I saw a cow flying through the sky one time during the Cataclysm. Go to Westfall, you'll see it too. But yeah, this is good stuff. I do like this. I will say, I don't know if I have the Warlock quest. Isn't that sad?
I know I don't.
I'm not.
I don't have any of the quests.
I was gonna say you hardly have any. You have the priest one, right?
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. I don't even have the priest one. My favorite class. Well, Warlock's my favorite class. Hunter's my second favorite. Priest third, and I think Hunter's the only one I have the quest for. So I have all the other quests. I don't know why I don't have. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it done. I'll have some dust. We'll see. Cataclysm looks fun. It might bring Quest Warlock to life.
It has the best chance with that.
Yes.
Okay, next we have is a Paladin spell, Call to Arms. 4 mana, recruit 3 minions that cost 2 or less.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, so I go back to the Rat Pack, or not Rat Pack.
I was going to say Dirty Rat.
Dirty Rat idea.
Loot Hoarder.
Yeah, I mean...
Millhouse Mana Storm.
Millhouse Mana Storm. Is he a card?
He's a card,
now,
man.
Okay, so those of you that don't know, Millhouse Mana Storm is a card. He's a legendary. And he is 2 cost for a 4/4. Now you're thinking, wow, that's highly overstated. Well, the reason is your opponent's spells cost 0 next turn. So if his Battlecry goes off, then, your opponent has free spells the next turn. But with this card, Millhouse Mana Storm comes onto the board without his Battlecry going off. So he's just a 4/4. And he costs 2, but with this card, he costs 4 if you got him out with a couple other buddies. So, and that's the story behind Millhouse Mana Storm.
Well, okay, then let's move on. Speaking of Paladin legendaries, not really, but here we are. We're talking about legendary Paladin card. Lanessa Sunsorrow, 7 mana, 1/1 minion. Yes, we did say 1/1 minion. It's a battle cry. Cast each spell you cast on your minions this game on this one.
Now,
didn't say this turn, but game. Go ahead.
It's a funny story. Rez and I were playing yesterday, and I don't think I knew about this card. And he was playing his Galvadon deck. Well, Galvadon comes from the Paladin quest. The Paladin quest, you have to play buff cards on your minions to solve the quest, and then you get Galvadon, who's a dinosaur that adapts 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to play a bunch of spells, but you have to play the spells that you cast on your minions. Well, this chick here, she fits right in. So I have a feeling that Rez will like this card because he loves playing that deck.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
When I do see people playing what I think what they call the Quest Paladin, Questidin,
okay.
They don't normally get this pulled off by turn 5 or 6 to be able to play this on turn 7. Usually you're going to end up in more late game. I would probably say this might work a little best just like a control paladin because you can buff your way to this one.
Well, all I have to say is if you get a Spike Ridge Steed and a Blessing of Might, and then this card, that's what I need.
That's true.
It's worth it. It is worth it. So there you go.
Or a deck with 2 Blessings of Kings and 2 Spike Ridge Steeds. It'd be a 7 mana, 7/11 with taunt and a Death Rattle summon a 2/6 taunt.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. We'll see how that works out. Okay, now we have a Shaman card. It's a 2 mana, 1/1 minion, Battlecry, choose a basic totem, summon it. The Kobold Hermit.
So
that sounded like a confidence booster there.
Well, there's if you want your Wrath of Air totem, or not Wrath of Air. If you want, is it Wrath of Air? The common, or the basic totem that is spell power. So the basic totem that's
air
spell
totem.
power.
Yeah, Wrath
Air
of Air
totem. Yeah, that's the one where everybody's like, okay, I got to roll for my totem before, I try to do this spell. So this guy, you're paying 2 mana as a shaman to hero power and gamble for that air totem. This guy, you're paying 2 mana and you get it, and you get a 1/1. That's the only saving grace for this card. The only saving grace, in my opinion.
Right. Well, overall, I think it is definitely, I think, a card we're going to see used because of something we're going to talk about in just a minute. In fact, we're going to talk about it next. The Windshear Stormcaller.
This guy.
Those two are going to make a big difference, I think, in general. So let's go ahead and look at the Windshear Stormcaller. It's a 5 mana, 5/5 minion or warlock, shaman. Battle cry is if you control all 4 basic totems, summon Alakir the Windlord. So I think this is going to be one of those things where you get your other minions on your other totems on the board, and then you're able to use this previous card, the Kobold Hermit, to get the last card you need to get it going. Still, it's again 2 mana, but you're able to do a summon totem with your hero power, and then 2 mana to get this one out on the board. And then for 5 mana, be able to pull out Alakir the Windlord.
Yeah.
On the board. Because he's summoned.
It might happen.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
We'll see. It's going to be fun, I think.
Yeah.
I hope. Okay, going on. Primal Talismans. Oh, wait. While you have all that on the board, why don't you pop this guy and give your minions Death Rattle, summon a random basic totem? Or better yet, play this before that, and your opponent thinks, oh, I'm going to kill all the guys off. They kill it off, then you throw down the Windshear. And now Alakir's on the board. So we just got even more fun going forward for the Shaman.
Then you play your other Windshear. Get another Alakir. Yeah. I don't know. I like the art on this card.
That's true. It's like he's got a handful there.
He's got a handful of what I like to call gummy bears. They look like gummy bears.
Okay, so I think this next card is probably the most tongue-twisting name and fun name that we have card-wise.
No, no.
Vulgar homunculus.
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 So the homunculuses have been around for a long time. They were back in the D&D days, and yeah, homunculuses have been around. Lots of games. But yeah,
okay, so he's a 2-mana, 2/4 demon. Taunt, Battlecry, deal 2 damage to your hero.
Yeah. And he's a demon.
Is this
so a probably joke? Because this guy's awesome.
Well, a lot of the thoughts are that we're going to see him being played in like a Zulok deck, but he's going to be in the Zulok deck that doesn't play Kel'Thuzad.
Obviously, yeah, because he's 2 cost.
Right. So then you're going to see the Zulok deck with Kel'Thuzad and the Zulok deck without. And this will be in it.
I honestly would rather play this guy, I think. Because you can put 2 of these guys in there. He's a demon. Put a few demon buffs in there, or play not Mal'Ganis, but Gul'dan. I mean, yeah. Because when Gul'dan brings this guy back, the Battlecry doesn't go off. So it's not doing 2 damage to you. I love this guy.
Good. So I think we're going to see a lot of them. Okay, next we have another Spellstone. This one is the Amethyst Spellstone, and this is for Warlocks. Starts out with Lifesteal, deal 3 damage to a minion. Take damage from your cards to upgrade.
Interesting. Did we not just see a card?
Keyword, from your cards, not from your hero.
Card. He is a card. The Homunculus. Yep. Doing 2 damage.
The upgrade is deal 5 damage to a minion. And then the last one is Lifesteal, deal 7 damage to a minion.
Oh, my goodness. I just saw something.
What?
A 4-mana 7/7.
You're right.
So it's the greater Amethyst Spellstone. It costs 4 mana. It deals 7 and it heals 7. 4 mana 7/7. Oh, geez.
I mean, the list of cards that are doable with this, including wild cards, are Flame Imp, Kobold Librarian, Vulgar Cumulus, whatever. Chittering Tunneler, Abyssal Enforcer, Dread Infernal, Hellfire, Fire.
Kobold Librarian?
Yeah.
What's that?
We had him earlier.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, do I have to go all the way back to the archives to
I haven't seen him yet.
Old Kobold Librarian. Kobold Librarian. He is a Warlock card. Says 1 mana, 2/1 minion, Battlecry, draw a card, deal 2 damage to your hero.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Draws a card and does 2 damage to help you with this.
I didn't realize we already talked about him. My bad.
Yeah, the Fellfire Potion, Blood Bloom, of course, and Shogal are all playable against us.
Nice.
So a few options. Plenty to work with.
Very cool.
Okay, moving on. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. We hadn't talked about him yet. Here he is. Kobold Librarian.
What? Are you serious?
Sorry. Yeah, really. Next. Kobold Librarian. 1 mana, 2/1 minion, Battlecry, draw a card, deal 2 damage.
There you go. So turn 1, you play this guy. Is,
I've been preparing for the show, and I've seen him already.
You're good. You're good. This guy surprised me. So turn 1, you're playing this guy. Hopefully you have the Amethyst Spellstone in your hand. Turn 2, you're playing Homunculus. Turn 3, you're, doing something crazy, Warlock style. Or you're coining out your 4 mana Lifesteal 5/5. Well, no, you could do the 4 mana 7/7. Oh my goodness. Oh geez, yeah, because you dealt damage to yourself twice.
That's right.
I like it, and I mean these cards aren't too bad. Drawing a card's never a bad thing.
Okay, then we have the legendary minion for warrior, 8 mana, 4/8 minion. At the end of your turn, summon a random minion with cost equal to your armor up to 10.
Okay.
So with the classic Control Warrior, I think pretty much just say 4/8 and a random 10 drop for 8 mana every single time.
Oh, yeah. I don't see this as being difficult to pull out a 10 mana card.
No. Just over and over again. Unfortunately, that means Control Warriors can be back.
I like that, though. That's cool.
Rez will be happy.
Yeah, Rez will be happy.
We know that. That's for sure.
Rez will be happy.
Okay. Next one we have.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Let's just skip this one. We'll just forget this.
No way, dude. Come on. You like Warlock.
The Skull of Menari. 5 mana, 0/3 legendary weapon for the Warlock. At the start of your turn, summon a demon from your hand.
So we might see the resurgence of the weapon removal. You know, your Harrison Jones, your oozes. If that doesn't happen, this is going to be pretty sweet. End of turn effects are always better than start of turn effects because this basically has to survive a whole turn. So I still like it though. I think this is so cool. I love the idea behind legendary weapons.
Wait. Back up. Hold on. You just said end of turn effects are better than start of turn effects because he has to wait a whole turn.
Yeah, because you got to wait a whole turn for this to click off.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you play it, you're talking about. So for against removal, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your next turn is when. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So you cross your fingers. You hope that they don't have removal, and then you get a demon. So you get, for Doom 5 Guard. Mana.
Doom Guard.
Hopefully, without Doom Guard without the Battlecry, because you're just summoning it. You're not playing it. So that's a good thing. And there are a lot of demons that are either high costed or high, risk.
Yep.
Discarding, doing damage. So you load your deck up, run Control, Warlock, and hope that this doesn't get removed. If it does, well, I mean, you're not totally out. You still got some awesome demons. You're just going to have to wait a little bit to play them. So, pretty cool.
And if we do end up seeing a lot of Ooze and Harrison in at least the beginning of the meta, then we're not going to probably see this card played much.
Yeah, I do like it, though.
Yeah, I do, too. I just had to give you a hard time. Okay, now back to the Shaman. We have the 1 mana Unstable Evolution. Transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 more. Repeatable this turn.
What? What's that mean?
That means you get to cast this again for 1 mana, and you get to use it again and again until you run out of mana.
So the spell doesn't disappear from your hand, or it returns to your hand?
It returns. I don't know if it returns or not, but basically it ends up popping over and over again. You can run it over again. It's a single target evolve that can be chained repeatedly on the same minion to turn a searing totem into a Deathwing. Until you run out of mana. Yes.
Huh. As long as it's the same minion.
Yeah, so yes, essentially, yes, it returns to your hand and is permanently removed at the end of the turn. That's what it does.
Okay, but it has to be the same minion, right?
No, it could be any target.
So you could have 4 minions on the board.
Yes.
Or 5 minions, evolve each of them twice.
Yes. But it disappears at the end of your turn.
Here's what I like about this. I like this because evolve can be crazy. Lots of RNG. You don't know what you're getting. You get a minion you don't like, evolve it again. You get a minion you like, move to a next minion, evolve it. If you like it, move to the next minion, evolve it a few times till you get a minion you like. I mean, I like this on turn 10 with minions on the board. Go crazy. It's Wow. Okay. I like this card.
And also keep in mind, you could actually hold onto your coin and do this 11 times or 10 times in a turn.
Well, there are cards out there that make spells free.
Yep, that too.
So what, you evolve
Also,
this infinitely?
How about Yogg-Saron?
Yogg-Saron is a guy that casts spells based on how many spells. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And if you have two of these in your hand or in your deck?
So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to get Rez to play mage against me. And, oh, by the way, Rez and I, funny story. We played priest against mage, and I flipped the tables on him, and I got the infinite combo with Uncle Tony for spell checks. Yeah. And the fireballs.
There's one other combination with this you might enjoy. Arcane Giant.
Yeah. So I'm going to get Rez to play mage, and I'm going to get him to Lore Walker Cho this into his hand, or Mind Vision this into his hand, and see how many evolutions we can get in one turn. Because it's free, right? If you have a spell check on the board. Yeah.
Okay, so somebody had thrown this out there as a, you have only the unstable evolution in hand. You clear the board, and you have 10 mana to work with. And this is not likely to happen, but this is kind of funny. You hero power for 2. You cast Unstable Evolution on the totem to get a Blue Gill Warrior. You attack for 2 because he has charge. You cast Unstable Evolution again, turning him into a Wolf Rider. You attack again for 3. You turn a Wolf Rider into Kor'kron Elite. You attack for 4. Kor'kron Elite into Leroy Jenkins, of course, right?
Yeah, 5
for 6. Then Leroy into a Reckless Rocketeer, another 6 damage.
Yeah.
Reckless Rocketeer into Tony. Shake your fist to your opponent. Tony into the Charged Devil Soar. Swing for 7. Add a fireball to your hand. And then Unstable Evolution. Charged Dinosaur into King Rush. Swing for 8. Thank you very much. 36 damage to the face. Plus a fireball in your hand if that's not enough to kill him.
That's funny.
What could go wrong, right?
I like that.
Anyways, funny stuff people post on Reddit. Okay, moving on then. The Leyline Manipulator. This is a 4-mana, 4/5 elemental for mages. Battlecry, if you're holding any cards that didn't start in your deck, reduce their cost by 2.
What? Quest mage.
What? Yeah, no doubt. Do you think that combos well with this one?
Mm-hmm.
The comment I did read on this one, though, was because Broken Mage cards that synergize with other Broken Mage cards are exactly what we need, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh, well, we'll see how that works out. Okay, let's go to Rogue's card. 2-mana secret.
Yeah.
It's the last Rogue secret called Evasion. After your hero takes damage, become immune this turn.
Yep. Truth.
That's pretty good.
I like it. Disappear. Poof.
It is essentially ice block that isn't fatal damage, so that you can't hide behind it the entire game.
I like it's like pop and smoke. I'm gone.
Yep. I'm gone. Pretty cool. I mean, it fits the character too. I love that part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, next we have the Furbog Mossbinder. It's a neutral minion, 5 mana, 1/1. Battlecry, transform a friendly minion into a 6/6 elemental.
Interesting. I can see some combos with this. Maybe in Rogue, where you're bringing this back to your hand to play it again as a 1/1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the stats aren't going to change, but you get 1 mana 1/1, and you get to transform, something else into a 6/6. So you're getting correct stats over 2 minions. You're getting a 1/1 and a 6/6. You're getting, or I'm not correct, but good stats. So you're getting 7 mana worth of stats.
So the one thing to talk about on it is Evolved Shaman. A totem is a 1-mana card. If you transform it, it becomes a 6-mana minion.
Okay.
That's pretty crazy.
So this is going to go and evolve Shaman, you think?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I can see that.
I think so. You play this card and turn it into a 6-mana minion instantly.
Sure.
And then evolve it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a 6-mana minion and 7-mana minions where you otherwise would have 6 mana and 2 mana. Yeah, it could work. Okay, moving forward. Deck of Wonders. Mana mage spell. 5 mana. Shuffle 5 scrolls into your deck. When drawn, it casts a random spell.
Yep.
I know everybody loves this card because of the word random, right?
Yes. I can't wait. You know, Rez and I were known for our crazy, let's see how many random cards we can put in our deck and do random things. I like it. I think this is cool. You're also putting more cards in your deck, which is never a bad thing when you're trying to play the long, random, fun game. Of course, in a competitive game, it's not really a good thing because then you're not going to draw into the cards you really want. But in a fun game, oh yeah, having more cards that do crazy things.
This is good. Fun, all written all over it.
Oh yeah, this is the one that has the stamp. So far, I would say this. There's a couple that have the fun guaranteed stamp on them, but this is definitely up there.
Yeah, definitely. It's not. This is one of those other cards. It's just definitely. This is for fun. This is your goof card. This is not serious because it's not going to work any way you expect it to, anytime in the game. So, okay, moving on. Going down. Reckless Flurry. This is a warrior card. 3 mana spell. Spend all your mana. Spend all your armor. Deal that much damage to all minions.
Yeah, so you're actually taking your armor and tossing it out there as an
Shrapnel.
AoE. Yeah. So you're removing your armor and killing minions with it.
Yeah, the good conversation around this is that it isn't like Brawl, which is a random situation.
Yeah.
This is, it's random in that you do that much damage to all minions.
No, that's not random. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. But
that's not the meaning of random.
It's not random like Brawl.
You'll be all right, dude. You'll be okay.
And it's
destroy
a lot of
all minions. Yeah, discard your
pretty
hand.
Much. Unless you have less than 10 armor, then you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I kind of like this because, Control Warrior has a way now to do a board clear that's not, I'm going to gamble and roll the dice. Let me play one minion and hope that that's the minion that survives when I try to clear my opponent's board. So this is a way for them to kind of stack up a lot of armor and then say, hey, guess what? I have a lot of armor. Well, now I don't, but you have no minions.
Mm-hmm.
And I like using health as a resource, using anything as a resource is cool. So, we have rogues. They actually use their weapon. They destroy their weapon and deal damage. So it would make sense for a warrior to destroy his armor and deal damage. So,
sure.
I'm down for this.
Next, we have Dry Whisker Armorer, a 2-mana 2/2 minion for warriors. Battlecry for each enemy minion. Gain 2 armor. So you could use this in one of 2 ways. One, to get your armor built up real quick to destroy all the minions on the board, or you could do it to regain your armor after you destroyed your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Except,
well,
no except.
there's no minions left on the board.
Yeah.
So you're not getting
armor. Yeah. This is a use it before you lose it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Well, you're gonna. Yeah. Anyway, this is. I like this guy. I think he's pretty cool.
He's cool. Okay. Then we have, I think, probably our last unidentified object. So it's the unidentified shield. Now we may have more. We'll see, because we got a lot more cards for them to reveal. So, by the way, next Monday they're doing the final reveal. If you didn't know it already.
Okay.
So
cool.
Unidentified shield. It's one of those cards that is you don't know what it's going to be until it actually is drawn, and it is a card that says gain 5 armor and then gain a bonus effect when it's in your hand. So when you draw this card and it comes into your hand, it's going to be one of 4 different cards. Those 4 cards will all say gain 5 armor. By the way, it's a 6 cost. I didn't say that. And the other line on it will say something different for each card. First one is Tower Shield plus 10, which gives you 10 armor. Gain 10 more armor. The Serrated Shield, which is gain 5 damage. The Ruined Shield, which is summons a 5/5 golem. Or the Spike Shield, which equips a 5/2 weapon. And again, all of them have gain 5 armor and one of those new effects.
I just love these cards because it takes me back to playing the D&D. You know, those dungeon crawlers where you're going through, you're like, oh my gosh, I get an item. Well, what is it? You know, and you further inspect it and you see that it's the Tower Shield plus 10. Wow, 15 armor. That's awesome. You know, or you get the Ruined Shield where you get a 5/5 golem and 5 armor. That's cool. So I think this is cool. I like that they're doing this. It's definitely got it definitely goes with the theme, which I like.
Okay. Moving on, we've got the Elven Minstrel rogue card, 4 mana, 3/2 minion combo. Draw 2 minions from your deck.
Mm-hmm.
This can be pretty strong again. Miracle Rogue, and it can pull out cards like Auctioneer, Leroy, the Giants, Van Cleef.
Yeah, dig for those minions that you need. Turn 4 is a good time to do that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I like it.
We'll see some goodness from this card.
Yeah.
Then we have Ixlid, the Fungal Lord.
Maybe.
He's a 5 mana legendary druid minion, a 2/4 elemental. It says after you play a minion, summon a copy of it.
Yeah, you keep this guy alive and you're in for trouble.
Man. The top comment on Reddit is Loatheb was the true fungal lord. This is his handicapped brother.
Aww.
He's slow. That's the problem. He can be slow because 5 or less mana minions. Do you really want to summon them twice? You're going to have to wait before you get something useful. And will he survive? You know, you're going to really need to wait a little while.
Yeah, even if you're playing this on turn 10, like Vestidius said, you're getting what? Well, you know, you save your innervates, you save your coins, and you have 12 mana in your hand. You play this and then a 7-cost minion and get a copy of it. I don't know. But I think it could be fun if you can find a way, which Druid can do, to play this for 1 mana or play it cheap. I hear the Druid Quest allows you to play minions pretty cheap. Aviana allows you to play minions fairly cheap.
True.
So it could happen. We could see some craziness with this guy.
Okay, we'll see. To be determined. Okay, moving on. We do have the Possessed Lackey, the Warlock, 5 mana, 2/2 minion, Death Rattle, recruit a demon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I think this is a value on a stick, right?
I mean, look at him. He's incredible. Right? He's
great card art. Yep.
Yeah, he's a warlock gnome. Let's do it. Bring out those demons. I mean, I could start naming them, but we would be here all night. Love it.
Right. Yeah. Because I'm just trying to think of some aspects to this, but we'll not worry about it.
Here's the cool thing. So Warlock has a few things that they have at their disposal that allow you to destroy minions and get a benefit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? You don't even need that other benefit because this already has the benefit. So you're getting 2 benefits. So you destroy this guy, and you get a demon from your deck, which you don't even have to draw him anymore. He just comes straight from your deck. It's amazing. This guy's gonna be fun. 5 mana is a little steep, but man, the benefit, if you could pull off a cool combo, it's gonna be worth it. It'll be worth that 5 mana.
Okay, then we have another weapon. It is a 6 mana 4/2 legendary weapon, Valvanir. Death Rattles. Give a minion in your hand +4/+2. When it dies, re-equip this.
I love it. This is so cool. So you're giving this weapon to a minion in your hand. He's wielding it. He dies, and then you get the weapon back. Right?
It's crazy for a paladin, though. I mean, this is
cool stuff. This is cool stuff. Good deal. Control Paladin, maybe? We haven't seen that in a while.
Wow, this is craziness. It's I don't even know where to go on this one. This is cool.
I like it.
Okay, now we're back to the spellstones, and that's what we're gonna wrap up with. Is 3 more sets of spellstones. Emerald spellstone is the first one. This is the Druid and the Hunter spellstone. 5 mana for the cost, and the word is summon 2 3/3 wolves. Play a secret to upgrade.
This is insane.
Then you get summon 3 3/3 wolves. And you upgrade again to get summon 4 3/3 wolves. And again, it's just a secret to upgrade these.
What the what?
The Hunter has secrets, right?
This is
Hunters
insane.
use secrets. Hunter secrets are good, right?
Sometimes Hunter's secrets are free.
Right?
This is crazy. 5 mana for 4 3/3 beasts?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lame.
We'll
move on.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't see you not playing this card.
It's going to be played. It'll be played.
Okay, then let's look at Priest. This was a 7 mana card. The Diamond Spellstone. Okay, ready for this? Text is resurrect 2 different friendly minions and cast 4 spells to upgrade it. Yeah,
so we might see some Miracle Priest decks coming out of these because, the Priest legendary weapon cast 3 spells, get a 5/5 dragon.
Yep.
So we might see some Miracle Priests coming out, with casting spells and casting a lot of spells. And
well, then it says when you upgrade, resurrect 3 different friendly minions, and when you cast 4 more spells, you would resurrect 4 different friendly minions. Now, the keyword is different. It's not going to resummon 3 4/4 Ragnaroses or whatever you have. It's going to do 3 separate minions.
So where are you getting your spells? Because if you're wanting to resurrect 4 different minions, that means you're playing minions. You're not playing spells. This is just weird. People will figure it out. They'll figure it out, and I hope they do. That way I can, not spend time figuring it out. But who knows? Rez and I may spend a night trying to figure out how to do this. But yeah, it might happen.
I'm just thinking through it. Yeah, I do like the fact that it is 3 different minions. They're different minions because you're not going to end up in a situation like a bunch of 1/1 minions on the board. They're all the same, or something like that. You're going to have the option to get multiple. So we're going to see this in action, really see how this works and how well it's going to work out. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, last one we're going to look at is the Druid Spellstone. It's the Onyx Spellstone, 5 mana. First, you destroy 1 random enemy minion is what it does. Play 3 Death Rattle cards to upgrade. If you do that, then you get to destroy up to 2 random enemy minions. If you upgrade again, you get to destroy up to 3 random enemy minions.
This is the Druid?
Is it no, it's Rogue. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it
was colors were very off.
Because I don't know. Druid isn't really known for
it's Rogue.
Rattle,
Sorry.
Yeah,
I apologize. My mistake.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure on this one.
Oh, I've played many Death Rattle Rogue decks, and I like them.
Okay.
So 5 mana to destroy 3 random enemy minions. It's pretty good, but if they have 3 minions on the board, I don't know that you're winning. You might already be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite sure. But I don't know. It might.
The only ideas anybody threw out there was play with the 2 Moat Lurkers, 2 Bomb Lobbers, and all the return friendly minion to your hand effects you can fit in the deck.
Okay.
Removal for days.
Yeah, just play a removal rogue where they
Right?
play stuff and you don't allow them to play it.
Yeah.
You say no.
No. Well, that's it for now. And I'm sure more are coming. That's 75 out of 135 cards.
Yeah. I love it, dude. This is awesome. I cannot wait.
Can
I'm
you
so
believe
glad I was right. I was so glad I was right.
A week from today,
Yes.
you're going to get your elbows deep in
It's
and
gonna
start
be
wading
on,
in
dude.
there.
It is going to be on. It's gonna
Works
be
for me.
phenomenal. Yes. Yes.
Well, we need to end this before we continue recording into the next day because it's
It's
time.
almost 10 o'clock for me.
right.
So, yeah.
Oh,
right, dude.
man, lots of good stuff, lots of crazy things. I did not think there would be this many cards we had to go through.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to come just more of a steady pace, but it's been coming fast and furious. It's fantastic, like you said, though, and really cool, though.
Very cool.
Anyways, that's it for now. We have no other things to talk about at the moment. Until next week.
That's right.
Next week, we'll have more cards to talk about. In fact,
Can't wait.
next week, I don't even know what we're going to do. Are we going to talk about cards? Yeah, we're going to talk about cards.
Yeah, so next week we'll talk about the cards, and
But if you want to come to the Twitch stream and actually be there with us, do we want to save our cards for opening after?
I would say, yeah, that's what we normally do anyway. So I say we open them after the show.
So come join us on twitch.tv/LOTI podcast.
Yeah. I'll be opening probably 80, 90 packs.
Whew. Okay, we'll be opening at least 50 each.
There we go.
So we'll start with 50 each, and then we'll go in extra innings after that.
And then we'll stop the stream, and I'll open up 2 legendaries back to back, like I did last time.
Yeah, right. No, we'll probably stream all the openings but we'll do a more rapid order, and I'm not going to be quite so stickler on what I did last time. I think last time we did those, I opened it just fine. It was recorded, and we can just go back and look at it later. But okay, then. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. Come join us on twitch.tv/LOTI podcast Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time next week, and we'll start digging into the new expansion. Lots of fun there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys. Thanks again. We'll talk to you next week.
Good job, team.
Hoo-hoo.
Awesome, dude. You got to play the Tavern Brawl. It is.
Oh, I will.
It's good stuff. I got to get
Definitely will.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I got to go eat. Thanks, guys, for being here, hanging out with us in chat.
Definitely. You guys are awesome.
Anne was in there for a little while. She says it's hard to imagine you getting really into Animal Crossing.
Me or you?
You.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Sitting down.
And Matcher popped in, Matcher24, and he subscribed with Twitch Prime for us again. Appreciate that.
Sweet. Good deal.
So, yay. And we'll catch you guys next week. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. I'm going to mess around with my keyboard a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Okay, guys. Thanks.